This video is going to discuss the facial bones of the skull. So first, we have the maxilla here. Then we have the lacrimal bones here, right around where your tear ducts would be, and here. Then we have the nasal, which are here. The palatine bones, which are back here. They make up the posterior part of the hard palate. Then we have the vomer, which is the bottom down here. The zygomatic bones, which are here. And lastly, the mandible. First, we have on the maxilla the infraorbital foramen, which are the small holes under the orbits. Then we have the inferior orbital fissures on either side. And then we have the palatine processes of the maxilla. So these are the anterior portion of the hard palate, and the palatine bone makes up the posterior portion of the hard palate. Next, we have the alveolar processes, which are essentially the holes that your teeth are in. Here, again, we have the lacrimal bone on either side, and the nasal bone here. Then down here we have the vomer, which makes up the inferior portion of the nasal septum. Then we have the zygomatic bone here with the temporal process of the zygomatic bone, which joins with the zygomatic process of the temporal bone to form the zygomatic arch. So this is the mandible, and here we have the mandibular condyles, which articulate with the mandibular fossa on the temporal bone here. Then we have the mandibular notch, the coronoid process on either side, and then we have the ramus, the angle right at the corner, and the body. Down here, the small holes on either side are going to be the mental foramen. Here in the middle, this projection is going to be the mental protuberance. And lastly, we have the alveolar processes of the mandible, which are the holes where your teeth sit.